For today's lesson, we're going to take a look at Module 5, Lesson 1, a look at proportional relationships. So this is SOL 8.16E and 7.10E. All right, if you recall, we worked with proportions before when we were solving consumer applications, so tax, tips, discounts, markups. We use proportional reasoning to help us there. All right, so for our learning target, I can use proportional relationships that involve average speed and constant speed in order to write linear equations in two variables. All right, for both of the SOLs, I can make connections between and among representations of linear functions using verbal descriptions, tables, equations, and graphs. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the first example. All right, so it says Paul walks 2 miles in 25 minutes. How many miles can Paul walk in 137.5 minutes? All right, so let's look at some key information here. So it tells us that he walks 2 miles in 25 minutes. All right, and they want to know, the question they want us to answer is, how many miles can he walk in 137.5 minutes? All right, so let me change my pen color. All right, so looking here, let's go ahead and look at the table and also answer the question. So we'll fill in the table as we answer the questions. So it says, how many miles would Paul be able to walk in 50 minutes? All right, so we can see in 25 minutes he walks 2 miles. All right, so they want to know in 50 minutes, how many miles would he be able to walk? And that would be 4 miles. All right, and we can say our explanation is of course we can see that 50 is double 25, so therefore the distance doubles. All right, so we can say that 50 minutes is double or twice the time given. So they gave us 25 minutes. So the distance is double or twice the distance. All right. Now it says, how many miles would Paul be able to walk in 75 minutes? All right, so we can see here, 75 minutes is what's being given to us. So if we look at the given time of 25, so I'm going to go back and refer to everything from the 25, we can see that 75 is 3 times as many as 25. Therefore, we're going to multiply the 2 by 3 or make it 3 times as many. So it will be 6 miles in 75 minutes. And similar to our response earlier, 75 minutes is 3 times the given time. So the distance is 3 times the given distance. All right, so now it's saying how many miles would Paul be able to walk in 100 minutes? All right, so we can see here 100. All right, so looking here, how many miles would he be able to walk in 100 minutes? We can see that 100 minutes is 4 times the original time they gave us of 25 minutes. Therefore, the distance would be 4 times as many, so that would be 8. All right, so he could walk 8 miles in 100 minutes. All right, so now they want to know in 125 minutes, how many miles would he walk in 125 minutes? So looking here, we can definitely see 125 is 5 times the given amount of 25 minutes. Therefore, we're going to multiply our given time, our given distance of 2 by 5, not by 10. But in 125 minutes, he could walk 10 miles. All right. So now we're taking a look at how many miles, or how could we determine the number of miles Paul could walk in 135 minutes. All right. So here's where the proportion comes in. So we know originally given that he walked 2 miles in 25 minutes. All right. So we can use that proportion. I'm going to draw this over in this area. So I know in 25 minutes, he can walk 2 miles. Now I want to know in 137.5 minutes how many miles he could walk. So this goes back to that proportional reasoning. So remember, we're going to cross multiply. So I have 25x is equal to 137.5 times 2. All right, 137.5 times 2 is 275. Divide both sides by 25, and we get that x is equal to 11. All right, so based on that proportional relationship, Paul walks 11 miles in 137.5 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next example. All right, so with this one, they already give us a table filled in. So again, we're looking at time in hours, and we're looking at distance in miles. All right, so it said how many miles y can be traveled in any number of hours x. All right, so we see that we filled it all the way in, but we haven't quite, or we don't know exactly what our x is and what our y is here. All right, so we know based on the proportional relationship, we can use our values from the table. All right, so we'll just do y over x, so the distance in miles over the time in hours. All right, so we know that we have 123 over 3, and that's going to be equal to y over x. All right, so now again, we can use this proportionate relationship to solve. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. All right, so using this space here, I have 123x is equal to 3y. I'm going to divide both sides by 3, so I get 123 over 3x is equal to y. I can simplify that. 123 divided by 3 is 41. X is equal to y. Or you can flip it around and say y is equal to 41x. All right. So to determine how many miles y can be traveled given any number of x hours, we can use the equation y equals 41x. All right. So in this, our rate is going to be 41. All right. So that's our unit rate. So it's the miles per hour. So let me add that in. All right. So now, what does this equation mean? So we look at y equals 41x. What does that mean? All right. So in simple terms, that just means that the distance traveled y is equal to the rate of 40 miles per hour multiplied by the number of hours traveled. All right. So we can say that, make it a little bit simpler. So the distance traveled is equal to the rate of 41 miles per hour times the number of hours traveled. All right. All right, so looking at example 2, so similar to what we did in the previous one, we came up with an equation. We're going to do the exact same thing here. All right, so Alexa's walk. So we have our time in minutes and we have the distance traveled. All right, so the first thing is we're going to look at what equation represents Alexa's walk. All right, so based on this, again, we're going to use that proportionate relationship. So we have our x, which is our time in minutes, and we have our y, which is the distance traveled. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set up our proportion. So we're going to have 1.1 over 25 is equal to y over x. All right, so then again, we're going to cross multiply. Sorry, I kind of covered up my x. So I have 25y is equal to 1.1x. Divide both sides by 25 and we get the equation 1.1 over 25x. All right, so that tells us for any given value of x, or the time in minutes, we can determine our y based on this rate of 1.1 over 25. All right, so now it says, what is the constant speed? All right, so the constant speed, or our rate, is going to be 1.1 over 25. And then what does that represent? It represents Alexa's average speed. So it represents all right. All right, now we're going to start looking at problems that don't have a table with it. So we have to use the values that they give us, again, using that proportional relationship to help us find it. So it says Wesley walks at a constant speed from his house to school 1.5 miles away. It took him 25 minutes to get to school. So it says, what fraction represents the constant speed? All right, so we have that we write our proportion y over x, where y is going to be the miles and x is going to be the minutes. So what fraction represents the constant speed? We have 1.5 miles over 25 minutes. So that represents our constant speed. All right, the next part B, says, you want to know how many miles he has walked after 15 minutes. Let y represents the distance he's traveled after 15 minutes of walking at the given constant speed. Write a fraction that represents the constant speed in terms of y. All right, so we know after 15 minutes, so that's going to be our time x. We know that we have y, which is going to represent the distance or the miles traveled. All right, so that's going to be our miles. All right, so for this problem, we don't know what our miles are. So we know that miles is y. So we have y over 15. So that represents our constant speed in terms of y. All right, part C says, write the fractions from part A and B as a proportion and solve to find how many miles Wesley walked after 15 minutes. So we have 1.5 over 25 is equal to y over 15. Again, we're going to cross multiply. So I have 25y is equal to 1.5 times 15. All right, multiplying 1.5 and 15 together, we get 22.5. Divide both sides by 25. And we get that y is equal to 0.9. All right. So based on this, we know that Wesley walks 0.9 miles in 15 minutes. And I'm just going to put MIN for minutes. All right. Now looking at D. All right. D says, let y be the distance in miles that Wesley traveled after X minutes. Write a linear equation that represents how many miles Wesley walks after X amount of minutes. All right. So again, using that proportion, we know that we have 1.5 over 25. That's from part A. And again, we're looking at it in terms of yx. Solving the proportion, we're going to cross multiply. I have 25y is equal to 1.5x. Divide both sides by 25. And we get the equation y equals 1.5 over 25x. So regardless of what amount of time is given to us, based on this equation, we can determine how many miles he walked, or how many miles he walked, the y. All right. So now there are 2 examples for you to complete. They are in your notes. Be sure to use this exercise as an example to help you, and the previous ones as well, because there is an example where you are filling in the table based on the equation. Once I log into the video, we will go over those 2 examples, and then you will work on your exit ticket.